Haven't I too? So in this video, I want to share, before I just start, I just want to say this one thing. Despite how it may look or be perceived, any video that I or that my family here share, it's not to bash, belittle, or condemn, to make anybody feel small as if they don't exist or as if they aren't valuable. Because really, every person, every being, every living entity on this earth is valuable at the core of them. At the core of I and I, there's a living, breathing spirit that most of us may call God, Yah, Jah, the Most High, the Most High. There's a lot of different names that we put on it. And it lives within, again, all of us. Though, based on certain experiences, based on certain thoughts that we have allowed ourselves to entertain and actually bring into this tangible reality, it shows like we have corrupted ourselves. Though with that corruption, beneath all of that, there's a purity within all of us. So in anything that we say, anything that we do, how we live, how we actually are, is to speak to and to actually embody that purity. And I say all of that to get to this point. When you hear any of us, you hear us say, or you hear me say that I am, or I am God, or I don't want, or you just hear us say that we're not religious people, we don't believe in this or that. It's not to say that we don't believe or that we don't know God, or what we know to be as God. Because if we didn't believe or if we didn't know God, that means that we wouldn't know ourselves. Because as I said, that spirit, that essence is the totality, it's the fullness, it's the core of who, the center of what we really are. We wouldn't exist, we wouldn't see ourselves at all if we didn't know this. And because we see it in ourselves, we see it in everything, because we know that everything is just a mirror. So I never wanted, or I just wanted to make it very clear that there's never a thought or an intention or even a belief in any of our minds, not in my mind, that we are or that I am like this. We're not feeding no fake, false ego. It's not a pride thing. It's not a vanity thing to make ourselves look big and this and that. It's not that. It's more so really like a very humbling thing, because it makes you want to tread lightly. If I see myself in everything, if I see myself in ant, if I see myself in my neighbor, that makes me want to just like treat them like that. Treat them with love and respect, whether or not they do it to me. If they don't see it, I see it. Yeah, it's not an ego thing. Because if you really see that, like I said, even if the next image doesn't see itself within the image of you, that doesn't take away that that person is still not, or still doesn't have the essence, or isn't that essence themselves. Yeah, that's really the point that I wanted to make, is never to make anybody feel small. Because the truth is, all of us, all these different spirits, all these different corrupted thoughts, behaviors that we all have or may or can possibly live out, it can come through all of us. Though, again, the source of everything, God, lives in all of us. It's just like when they say in the Bible or any other religious text, Christ, he specifically said, I am in the Father and the Father is in me. If that's true, if I really know that, that means that I would treat everyone. How can I say I don't believe or I don't know God, but I treat myself bad? Or, in fact, if I don't know this essence, if I don't know myself in this way, I could go out and treat anybody. That's how we get these different oppressive systems on earth, or not even on earth, but in the world. It even says in the Bible, and this is another thing, before I go into that, even if I say that I am not a Christian, I'm not a Muslim, I'm not a Buddhist, I'm not this or that, I'm not taking anything away from any of them, because all of them, as I said in another video, stems from me. They stem from how I originally was. There's a truth in all of them. If you can really see the core, like the essence of all of them is saying the same thing. It's just oneness. We can't get lost in the names and this and that. That's what we mean. So if I say I'm not any of them, but I'm all of them, I am all of them. I just don't have to put a name on what it is. It's life, if I'm going to call it something. So what I was going to say is, in the Bible, it says, like, you believe in God. You say you believe in God, but you treat the poor man worse than you treat the rich man. You treat the rich man better than the poor man, as if the rich man is not the one that's oppressing you. If I think I'm so rich and I got paper money and I got this and that, but I can go treat a poor man or somebody that I perceive to be poor, because they probably don't got all the big clothes and houses and stuff like that, I can treat them poorly. That means that I really don't know God then. I really don't know myself, because really that poor person, or what I perceive to be poor or homeless, they got more riches than I do. Because they have more faith than I do. Seagull. So, before I make this video too long and drawn out, I wanted to make all of those different points. The first point being, this is not an ego thing, an ego-driven, a false ego-driven idea of saying that I am. There's something that lives within all of us that I'm able to hear and feel it, and I can speak it, and sometimes it's not gonna feel good, because we got us a lot of different demons and spirits inside of us, that even if we hear the truth, if we hear the voice of the Most High, it can burn. But that doesn't mean that it's not the voice of the Most High. Yeah. So, I think that's it. I think that's it. Before I make it very, very long and drawn out. Yeah. One more thing though. One more thing. I just had a thought. If anyone listens to these different videos and you or you see and you hear me speaking, don't put me on any type of pedestal, because it's not the illusion of me that's really speaking to you. It is yourself. So it's you that's really speaking. That's why you can hear me. That's why you resonate. That's why you agree with what's being said or shared. That's why it can touch you in a certain place. And even beyond that, it's the essence of life that's really speaking. So we can just take heed to that, and we just listen and feel and be humble and surrender to that. Then that'll clear up, has the power to clear up any confusion if we allow it to. So again, I'm finished. Ahava.